This weekend is my 33rd wedding anniversary. I don't know how 33 years went by so fast. I was a child bride, yes, I was. Anyway, we can't go out to dinner, so we're going to do something fun here at home. My husband picked these beautiful daffodils for me, and I'm gonna make him one of his favorite desserts, Baba Rum di Napoli, which I've never made before, but I'm gonna give it a whirl. I have double O flour from Napoli, from Italy. I got it when we were there, and I don't even know if you can find it here anymore, but I had some in my pantry. I'm gonna take some warm milk. We're gonna bloom our yeast in the warm milk. Put a quarter cup of the flour in there. Give it a stir. And we're just gonna let that rest for 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes. Our yeast has bloomed. It's kind of foamy. In this bowl, I have the rest of the flour, some sugar and some salt. I'm gonna put a lovely yeasty mixture in there. And we're gonna start to incorporate it into the flour low and slow. If you put it on too high, too fast, you get flour all over the room. I've done it, trust me. Low and slow. Just gonna start to form a dough ball. Don't get your fingers in there. I'm also gonna start to incorporate the eggs one at a time, slowly. I'm gonna turn it off, give it a little stir so I don't get my fingers caught. It's all one big experiment because I've never made this before. Another in there. Turn it off. The dough will let you know when she's ready for the next egg. One more egg. Now I'm gonna pump up the speed just a bit. Just gonna give her a little help. Come on, dough. We're basically making a brioche, which is an enriched dough that has milk and eggs and butter. Butter gets added last. I'll show you how. We're making Baba Rum di Napoli. Come on, come together. All the eggs are incorporated, and now we're gonna slowly incorporate butter. This is room temp butter, so it's nice and soft, and you put it in a little bit at a time. While it's going, gotta be patient. This is a labor of love. Then again, it's for my anniversary. I'm gonna pump up the speed a little bit and we'll get it incorporated. All my butter is finally incorporated into the dough. Let's take a look. It's a really soft dough batter. But like I said, I've never made this before, so we're gonna learn about it together. I'm gonna put it in a lightly oiled bowl, cover it, and let it rise until it's double in bulk. I don't know how long that's gonna be. We're gonna find out together on the other side. It's been 2 hours, and look how big the dough got. All right, I'm gonna bake these in my little popover tins. If you don't have popover tins, you can use a muffin tin or little mini bundt pans. But like I said, I've never made this before, so I have no idea whether it's gonna make all 12 or what, but we're gonna give it a whirl. I've got a ice cream scoop. It helps to get nice, even scoops of dough. I'm just gonna plop each one in there. And once I've finished putting all the dough in here, I'm gonna cover it, and it's gonna rise again until it's doubled in bulk. And that's my dogs. See, delicious. while our dough is rising, we're gonna make the rum syrup. The cakes, once they're baked and cooled, soak in the rum syrup. It's so good. And then it's stuffed with pastry cream. Okay, the syrup. It's simple. It's water. Turn on the heat. Sugar. Now, while it's heating up, we're gonna stir the sugar. And you're gonna stir just until it's dissolved. Once it's dissolved, stop stirring, because what happens if you stir too much, the sugar will recrystallize, and we don't want it to be crystallized. We want it to be nice and syrupy. Also gonna add in cinnamon, orange rind, and lemon rind. That's gonna give it a nice flavor. So we're gonna stir until it boils. Coming up to a boil. We've stopped stirring so that we don't recrystallize the sugar. And once it boils thoroughly, I could take its temperature, but we know what boiling looks like, so we don't need to take its temperature. I'm going to shut it off and pour in dark rum. Now we just let it marinate. I'm going to show you how to make pastry cream. We take our milk, we put a little bit of it into cornstarch. We're making a slurry with cornstarch. You want to get all the lumps out before you add it to the pastry cream. So that will help that. Take the rest of the milk, put it on the stove. We're going to get that up to a boil. Yeah. Take half the sugar, gonna put that in the milk. The other half of the sugar is gonna go into our eggs, and we're gonna give them a good mix. Then we're gonna add our slurry to the eggs. It's called a liaison. French have a lot of fancy words for the stuff we do in pastry. Again, while you're whisking, you add your slurry to your eggs, and your eggs become the liaison. See how nice and kind of smooth? There's no lumps. We're not going to have any lumps in our pastry cream. Getting this good and hot. Then we're going to temper our eggs with the warm milk. If we just dumped the eggs into the hot milk, we'd make scrambled eggs. I don't want scrambled eggs today, I want pastry cream. So, getting that nice and hot. I'm going to slowly pour the hot milk while we're whisking. Hear the wind blowing through? It's a blustery day again today. We're going to put this back on the stove again, whisking the whole time, because it'll cook very quickly, but we really want to get it up to a boil. This is called a boiled custard. Turn down the heat just a little bit. And we whisk, we whisk. It's got to come up to a full boil, and then after it comes up to a full boil, we let it boil while we're whisking for 60 seconds. That's 3 times as long as you're supposed to wash your hands. We are up to a full boil, and I'm gonna give it, you tell that custard who's boss. See how thick it got? Yes. So I'm gonna take it off the heat. And while it's off the heat, I'm gonna add butter and vanilla, and that makes it really smooth and oh so delicious. I can still still hear Zep. It's time for his dinner. We've been making this all day, haven't we? All right, that is well incorporated. We take this and we put it onto a plastic lined tray. This is so you can cool it really quickly. And then we're going to cover it with the plastic so that no film forms and let it cool completely before we use it. They've been rising about an hour and a half, and look how big they got. One of them is a monster, but that's okay. That's going to be for my husband. Into a 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. My timer just went off. Let's go check the babas. Oh my goodness. I wish you could smell how it smells. Look how gorgeous they are. All right, we're gonna let these cool. And when they're cool, we're gonna soak them in some rum syrup. My beautiful babas are cool and they're ready for a rum bath. So I put the rum syrup in a pan. I'm gonna put the babas in a pan. I'm gonna soak them. I'm gonna get drunk and pickled. Let them soak it up. I realized that I needed to put the babas in a smaller container so that they soak up all of that fabulous rum. I let my babas soak overnight in the refrigerator. As you can see, one is missing because we had to eat one last night. It was so good. But it's even better today because the cakes have had time to soak up all that rum sauce. So all you do is you take one, you put a nice little slit. Don't go all the way through, just about halfway, 2/3 of the way through. I put my pastry cream in a Ziploc bag and then put it inside of a 1-quart container so it stands up on its own. You cut off the tip. Cut off the tip of that bag so that you have your own little pastry bag. And then you can swirl. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Then to top it off, really put it over the top, you take some chocolate and a veggie peeler. And you put a little chocolate shavings on top. You can put cherries on top. You can put candied fruit if you got it. Whatever floats your boat. Bon appetit.